sanctuary. And welcome to everybody on the live stream. So we are going to start today with our soul singing, and I am joined today by one of our youth, Nina Shaw, who is going to lead us in our soul singing today. Yay! And before we begin, I invite those of you online to get a chalice or a candle you can light with us when we light our chalice. Thank you, Nina. We appreciate you. So good morning. Welcome to our multi-platform space here at the Unitarian Universalist congregation of Miami. I am glad to be with you again on this, election eve. Here we are, folks. That's why we're voting, right? So, as a member of our broader Unitarian Universalist Association of Congregations, we bring a liberal, religious, compassionate, amazing, important voice to the city of Miami, to South Florida, and to the world beyond. Here, on this beautiful campus that we enjoy, acknowledging that we are on the traditional lands of the Tequesta and the current tribes who are here with us in Florida, the Seminole tribe of Florida and the Miccosukee tribe of Indians. We acknowledge that we are the stewards of this land, and we invite you to learn more about our connection to it and engage with our indigenous communities in their fight for climate justice. So I'm Christine Hughes-Pontier, your worship associate for today. My pronouns are she, her. I have dark hair that's pulled up in a bun today. I am wearing my vote shirt to remind everyone that today is the last day of early voting if you haven't, and election day is on Tuesday. Up on the chancel with me is Joseph Taeda, our pianist, and Reverend Audrey Bloom, who is leading us in worship today. Welcome. So, UU Miami is a community of brave, curious, and compassionate thinkers and doers. Right now, as a lay-led congregation, we are guided by the worship committee, whose purpose is to support and strengthen our shared ministry. So our services are being led by voices from the Miami community, from Unitarian Universalists and other faiths, and we are committed to nurturing and uplifting the spiritual leadership of individuals in our own congregation. So if you would like to contribute to any part of these services going forward, reach out to our amazing Jane Thayer, who is our worship committee chair, or any of us. And if you're newer to UU Miami, we invite you to learn more about us. You can find us on all the socials. You can email Jairo at communications@uumiami.org. You can talk to any of us with one of the lanyards on. We are happy to talk to you about this really important community. And if you've been here a few times, maybe think about becoming a member. We would welcome you. So it is our tradition each Sunday to light a chalice at the beginning of our services to mark our time together. Our chalice lighting words today are by Kathleen McTeague. You who are brokenhearted, who woke today with the winds of despair whistling through your mind, come in. You who are brave but wounded, limping through life and hurting with every step, come in. You who are fearful, who live with shadows hovering over your shoulders, come in. This place is sanctuary. It is for you. You who are filled with happiness, whose abundance overflows, come in. You who walk through your world with lightness and grace, who awoke this morning with strength and hope. You who have everything to give, come in. This place is your calling, a riverbank to channel the sweet waters of your life, the place where you are called by the world's need. Here we offer in love, here we receive in gratitude, and here we make a circle from the great gifts of breath, attention, and purpose. Come in. And I invite you to join me in our unison affirmation, first in English and then in Spanish. The words will be projected on the screen. Love is the spirit of this faith, and service is its prayer. In love, we agree to dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, and to help one another. El amor es el espíritu de nuestra fe y el servicio es su oración. En amor abordamos vivir unidos en paz, buscar el conocimiento en libertad y ayudarnos el uno al otro.
Good morning. They call this the season of giving. And they asked, "Speak to us of giving." And he said, "There are those who give little of the much that they have, and they give it for recognition, and their hidden desire makes their gifts unwholesome. And there are those who have little, and they give it all. And there are the believers in life and the bounty of life, and their coffer is never empty. There are those who give with joy, and their joy is their reward. There are those who give with pain, and their pain is their baptism, or perhaps another way to say it, their pain is the beginning of their deepening and their search for wisdom. And there are those who give and know not pain in giving, nor do they seek joy, nor give with mindfulness of virtue. They give as in yonder valley, the myrtle breathes in, breathes out its fragrance into space. Through the hands of those such as these, life speaks, and from behind their eyes, smiles upon the earth. It is well to give when asked, but it is better to give unasked, through your compassion and your understanding. And to the open-handed, the search for one who shall receive is joy. And is there aught you would withhold? All you have shall one day be given. Therefore, give now. Season of giving may be yours, and then not your inheritors.
Now let's sing the children out to their religious exploration classes. May your mind be open to new learning. May your lips bring truth into the world. May your heart know love and your hands do the work of justice as you go your way in peace. So now you're invited to share the joys and sorrows in your heart. As a community, we support you in both your grief and your happiness. So I'm going to walk down in front of our pride flag. When you come forward, remember to state your name and remember that this is live streamed, and the invitation to you all online is that you can share a joy or a sorrow in the chat with us. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm Bob Jacober, and at 93, I found that I exercise my mind so that I don't lose it. So I belong to a writers group by Elena Karplus, and she gave us an assignment a week ago. We meet every Friday morning on Zoom. The assignment was how to write a story in 100 words or less. So I had to crank up the old brain, and here's what I came up with. A golden sunrise fills my bedroom with golden light. It tells me, get up, I am the end of this night. I love this morning time, it urges me to write. Perhaps of dreams I had during my restless, sleepy night. I do my morning exercise to use every muscle I've got, so I will be able to make my coffee sweet and strong and hot. After I meditate and pick up my pad and pen, I do my best to write a poem using only words counting up to 10 times 10.
Thank you, Bob. Anyone else want to share a joy or a sorrow?
My name is Bonnie Petticourt. I always have a joy. No sorrows today. My joy is I'm getting better every day. My wounds are almost ready to be, exposed to the world. Exposed to the world. I move my arms around a lot. So, anyway, I rejoice in the healing process. And I have another joy. This week, my daughter, who's in her final year of law school, accepted a position in Colorado with the public defender's office. She doesn't even know where she's going to be, but she took the leap. I'm very glad. She spent the summer there working for them, and they really liked her. So we're going to be further apart geographically, but in this modern communication era, we'll only be a text or a phone call or a FaceTime away. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Derek. I work behind the scenes here. I have a few online joys and sorrows. Jane Thayer, sorrow for anxiety around the election and familial division. And CJ Weber has a joy to share. Various repairs around my home.
help their wife. So I thought maybe soup. I'm not sure, like what exactly to do, but that was the first thing I thought of was soup.
And for all of those joys and sorrows that are held inside and not shared out loud today, we honor them. Reverend Audrey is also going to later on be available to share any sorrows if you choose. So now, as we continue to connect with community, I invite you to make an offering to our beloved congregation. On the screen, you'll find the QR code if you would like to donate online. Looks like Luigi and Zoltan will be walking around with the basket to accept any offering that we gratefully receive today. So if you're here and online, all of our collections today from October to December, we are splitting the plate with Chainless Change, an organization that brings recovery, advocacy, and support to those negatively impacted by our criminal legal system. So let us give now to sustain and strengthen this place and the work that we do in the world.
The practice of mindfulness, the practice of meditation is profoundly healing. It allows you to tend wisely to your body, to your heart, to your soul. It allows you to bring compassionate understanding to your own difficult experience. And then also it allows you to bring compassion to the experience of others. So let's practice. Close your eyes if that feels okay to you, or just gaze down. The idea is to signal your body that we're meditating now. Mindfulness is about noticing. And it's about first noticing, where is your attention at this moment? Focused on your body, focused on a thought, focused on something that happened this week, focused on something that might happen later. The idea is to bring your attention into the present moment. A sage that some of you might know said, "Be here now." And I am going to, because I'm guiding you, I'm going to direct your attention, starting with sound. So just listen to any sound that is around you. And as you're listening, notice the impact of that sound on the rest of you, on your body, on your thoughts. You might be saying, it's annoying, it's soothing. There's often a commentary. And now listen to the very subtle, almost imperceptible sound of your own breathing. And once again, notice the impact on all of you as your attention is focused on listening to your breathing. And now let that attention fill your whole body. And notice the various sensations. Is there soreness? And if there is, linger there and take a couple of breaths. And is there any clenching? Often we're holding, squeezing, clenching. And if you find that, once again, take a couple of breaths and see if it unwinds. And then also notice the parts that feel okay, no particular sensation. And now turn your attention to your breathing again, and just follow it with your mindful awareness. Be with it. Be present with your breathing. And now return your attention to sound. So meditation is about noticing, and contemplation, which we're going to do now, is about meditating on words. Do not try to save the whole world or do anything grandiose. Instead, create a clearing. Create a clearing in the dense forest of your life and wait there patiently. Wait until the song that is your life falls into your own cupped hands and you recognize and greet it. Only then will you know how to give yourself to this world so worthy of repair. At the end of a meditation, it is customary for a Buddhist to say to themselves, "May I be well." And then, remembering all beings, to say to themselves, "May all beings be well." So I invite you to open your eyes, look right back up at me, so that I know that you're back. Maybe you've heard it said, I know I've heard it said, if it's not broke, then don't fix it. So I look around, I look outside, I look inside, and there's no doubt about it, it's broke. Long, long, long ago in time, and far, far, far away in place, there was a mighty and fearsome emperor. His voice boomed, and he ruled with an iron fist. The emperor was acquisitive. He coveted jewels, precious metals, fine art, and his most prized acquisition was his beloved set of ancient cloisonné vases, truly one of a kind. They sat on a table in his meeting room for all who met him to admire. He took great, yet false pride in them. One night, tired after a long, long day of labor, a worker bumped into the pedestal that held the two precious vases, and they both went flying. The worker caught one, but the other fell to the floor and shattered into countless shards and crumbs of pieces. The worker began to shake in his shoes, knowing that the emperor beheaded people for less. The first thing in the morning, he went to the emperor, put on his courage, and he confessed. The emperor was furious, booming out, "What an insufferable ignoramus the worker was." The worker begged and pleaded for his life, saying, "I'll work 7 days a week. I'll save every coin. I'll pay you back." The emperor raised his eyebrows and responded with an uncharacteristic proposition, saying, we'll announce a contest, a challenge, to see if anyone is able to repair the vase. If they succeed, your life will be spared. Many, many came and worked on the pieces. Alas, no one succeeded in repairing the vase. Off to the guillotine, thundered the emperor. Just when the blade was about to drop, a monk came forward. He bowed deeply to the emperor and respectfully requested a chance to fix the vase. The emperor was leery, but the monk was persuasive, saying the vase would be returned better, even better than before it was shattered. The emperor, still skeptical, but ever covetous of having rare and lavish possessions, especially better and more valuable, agreed to give the pieces to the monk. The monk, a renowned spiritual master, returned to his humble temple. There his disciples looked in on him as he sat in deep contemplation with the shards of the vase scattered in front of him. After quite some time, the monk began to work on the vase. And finally, it was fully repaired. He brought the vase to the emperor's palace. It was magnificent, lustrous, 100 times more fantastic than before. The emperor was flattered to now own such a superlative object. And the monk returned to his temple with peace in his heart, knowing that the worker would be spared his life. The next day, a disciple cleaning the temple found a bag off in a corner of the room. Upon opening it, he was startled to see all of the pieces of the broken vase. How could that be? What had the monk done? How had he done it? He went to the monk, respectfully bowed, and inquired, "Master, how did you repair the vase? All the pieces are still here." "Ah," replied the monk, "you see, when you learn to work with love and are open to possibilities to mend that which is broken, you leave the broken behind and create something better and even more precious than before." So when you learn to work with love and are open to possibilities to mend that which is broken, you leave the broken behind and create something better and even more precious than before. You know, in Japan, there's an art form that has this very philosophy, even better than before. It's known as kintsugi. Kintsugi translates to join with gold. It's the art of repairing broken objects. In practice, a gold-colored Japanese lacquer is used for mending. And the philosophy says that repairing, thereby preserving, is much more valuable than discarding. The monk in the story metaphorically called this glue working with love and an openness to possibilities. So mend, put right, restore are all different ways of saying repair. Repair restores goodwill, restores trust, and strong connection. As humans, repair we must. Repair is the means to peace in a broken world, eventually. Repair allows for long-term, lasting relationship and secure connection. Repair catalyzes hope. To embrace and enact repair is to make something even better than before. To embrace and enact repair is to work with love and possibility. To embrace and enact repair is an art of the heart. As Unitarian Universalists, you have a world, nation, community consciousness by which you do contribute to the betterment of everything you touch. I know that because I know many of you. The tenets are built in justice, equity, compassion. Therefore, you already possess the gold of openness to possibilities and working with love. In an interview, Dr. Rachel Naomi Remen tells the story of the birth of the world as her grandfather, a Jewish mystic, told it to her. It goes like this. In the beginning, there was only the holy darkness, the Ein Sof, the source of light. And then, for an unknown reason, the world of 10,000 things emerged from the heart of the holy darkness. It emerged in vessels containing great rays of light. However, again, for an unknown reason, in an instant, these radiating vessels shattered. And all of the light of the world was scattered into countless fragments of light. These shards fell into all events and all people. And brokenness became part of the legacy of life. As the story goes, this same light remains hidden until this very day. Therefore, we each are tasked to find the hidden light in all events and all people. This is what is known as tikkun olam. In Hebrew, tikkun olam translates to restoring the world. But bear in mind, it's not about healing the world by any grandiose plan that you have to conceive of. Let's recall the poem. Do not try to save the whole world or do anything grandiose. Instead, create a clearing. Create a clearing in the dense forest of your life and wait there patiently until the song that is your life falls into your own cupped hands and you recognize it and you greet it. Only then will you know how to give yourself to this world so worthy of rescue. So think of it this way. It's all about healing the world that touches you, the one that is immediately around you, the world to which you have proximity. That's certainly where your power is. Moment by moment, looking around and finding the light by being it. Finding the light by being it. Remember the story? The light fell into all people. It's in you. So everyone, just look around now Look around. And look inside yourself. And consider, how can I give as a natural expression of my moment-to-moment life? Did you get an answer? If not, keep considering it. To embrace and catalyze repair is an art of the heart. As I reflected on the idea of repair in relationship and my training in emotionally focused couples therapy, I recalled the first time I heard that wounding in relationship is inevitable. I bet you all know that. But the good news is that repair is the glue. It's the antidote. It's the gold. And then I reflected on a recent conversation I had with a bright, wonderful 30-year-old woman. She was telling me what was working well in her love relationship. And then she was emphasizing what was missing for her. Many things worked well. And yet, the one thing that did not work well weighed heavily on her. You see, her mate was not physically affectionate, and he didn't speak words of love like she wanted to hear them. Now, in my mind, this could be repaired. So I said to her, you know, when one person of a couple says this about the things they want, I shouldn't have to ask for it. I think differently. But when one person says I shouldn't have to ask for it, this immediate recognition came across her face, and she was like, yeah, right, I shouldn't have to ask for it. That is how I feel. And I sat there and I was like, wow, that's really too bad. And so I was really tentative with what I said next. I said as gently as I could, if you're willing to ask him for what you want and to remind him at times, and he comes through with the goods and shows you he's willing to work with you, he's willing to play, is it possible that you have something better than what somebody already should have known to do? Now you have a co-created relationship. Now you have established something even better than before because you did it together. You did it as a team. Now the look on her face was filled with possibility. Now she understood that repair can be the antidote to despair in relationship. And it strengthens a relationship because you do it together. You co-create it. A final thing to consider, the beginning place of working with repair. The beginning place of working with repair is in your relationship with yourself. Now think about what happens when you tell a child that you're going to do something. We're going to go to the park on Saturday. And then it doesn't happen. They protest. They said, you promised. Well, as adults, when we make a promise to ourselves and then break it, the protest is there, but it's not so explicit. It presents with a sense of unease, of guilt, lack of motivation, all things that zap our vitality. So how do you repair with yourself? Well, sit down with yourself, have a chat with yourself. And if you can, renegotiate with yourself, level with yourself. Say, you know, I'm really uncertain about whether I can do this. So I'm not going to promise. I'm not going to say, I'll stop smoking, I'll stop drinking, I'll stop cursing, I'll be kind all the time. And then notice how you feel. To complete for today, the wisest of poets, Rumi wrote, "Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of leaving. It doesn't matter. Ours is not a caravan of despair. Though you've broken your vows 1,000 times, come." Thank you for your listening. I will be around after the service if anybody wants to share a sorrow or joy one-on-one. And if it's a sorrow, I'll surely hold a good thought for you. Thank you.
Thanks to the very many people who make this Sunday service happen and who keep our UU Miami community running, from our dedicated staff to our steadfast volunteers. We thank you, we appreciate you, we see and feel your devotion. This morning, we offer special thanks to Nina for leading our soul singing. Ooh, if you see her after service, tell her she did a great job. Joseph for accompanying our hymns and providing beautiful music. Derek for running our AV and live stream. Thank you as always. Jessica for guiding our youth in their religious exploration classes. And one more big thank you to Reverend Audrey Bloom for being here. And thanks to all of you for being here with us today, this morning. Whether you are here in the sanctuary or online with us, we appreciate that you're sharing this time and space with us. Thank you. So next week is another Sunday Connect. So this is going to be a service where we break up into small groups. We have some connection, some activities, some deepening and connecting to our theme of repair in lots of different ways. And so next Sunday's Sunday Connect is going to be led by Jane Thayer. We'll offer 3 breakout gatherings. One is going to be focused on repair through nature. We'll be spending out time outdoors in the healing, nature of our campus. One breakout will be repair through art. So we'll work together on an art project that symbolizes repair and healing. And the third option is repair through conversation. So join in a moderated conversation about repair and healing. So looking forward to that next Sunday. Let's see, for today, please join us for lunch. I believe it was the Lunas back there, Andrea and Luis, who are offering lunch today. Thanks to them. Stay with us, share a meal, have some conversation, motivate folks to have some conversations and get those voters out there, because we only have 2 more days, folks, right? But stay, chat, be with us in community. We welcome you. Social justice. So after you enjoy this lovely lunch, there is a social justice committee at 12:45 just across the breezeway in the Emerson room. Join them. They're going to be making lots and lots of plans. Lots of things upcoming, lots of things to discuss. So get involved if you'd like. Next Sunday, after our Sunday Connect, we're having a worship committee meeting, so after service and lunch. If you're interested in participating and contributing to some of what we do every Sunday, join us then next week. 2 more really important and special announcements. So one is our official unveiling of our Being UU campaign, right? So this is going to be a promotional campaign that's going to showcase the rich tapestry of our Unitarian Universalist congregation of Miami. So through a mosaic of faces, some of which you see here, each uniquely reflecting the love, warmth, and commitment of our shared values that makes our congregation truly special. So this initiative is going to be a campaign that's going to be not just here, but out there. We invite you to share your story, your journey, your passions, all the beautiful ways that you embody the principles of Unitarian Universalism right here in Miami, in your community, in your life. So through some engaging videos and still images, we're going to showcase through all of the platforms, right? We're going to celebrate you, and we're going to highlight each one of us. If you are interested in joining, please talk to Jairo, who's actually here in the back with us. Yay! So today, together with this campaign, the goal is really to be able to weave a narrative that reflects not only our diverse identities, but also strengthens our community's commitment to our environmental stewardship and to mutual support, right? So we're going to be communicating not just why we're here and why we're part of this community, but also who we are, what we live in the world, and what we promote in the world, right? So don't be shy, step into the spotlight, and if Jairo comes knocking, whether he's calling or emailing, inviting you into this campaign, we invite you to connect, all right? So that's one really exciting thing. The second is that Give Miami Day is coming soon, folks. It is November 21st. It is Miami's biggest day of giving. Thousands of people all over the county, hundreds of nonprofits, and UU Miami is going to be one of them, right? So this is actually one of the largest grassroots giving days in the entire nation. We have raised, I think last year it was upwards of $20 million for just under 1,000 nonprofits here in Miami-Dade. And it's, from $10 donations, $25 donations, all the way up to some very lucky organizations have gotten donations of $250,000 on this day. And what's really exciting about this is that the Miami Foundation organizes it, and every gift over $25 is able to have a matching gift. And so we're participating. Get ready to support UU Miami on that day. It's a very fun day and a really wonderful thing for Miami-Dade across the board. So if you want more detail on any of this, it's all in your weekly newsletter. The email that comes to your inbox called UU Miami Connections. So all the details there. You can always ask any of us on the board. You can ask Jairo or Cheryl about any of this. All right, so lots of exciting things coming up for UU Miami. All right, so in closing, If we have any hope of transforming the world and changing ourselves, we must be bold enough to step into our discomfort, brave enough to be clumsy there, and loving enough to forgive ourselves and others. So may we, as people of faith, be granted the strength to be so bold, so brave, and so loving. I invite you now to stand and greet those around you, particularly those you don't know well, and let us deepen our connections in our beloved community.